Manifest. I hope you're doing very well today. My name is Yannick the Arts, and today we're diving into a pretty specific topic because today I'm going to be talking about is it too late to start doing digital art and digital art content in 2025? So I'll be explaining why this could even be a problem for some people, and I'm going to try and give you the answer to that question. So I feel like this is a pretty interesting video idea. As always, thank you for the recent support of the channel, and let's get right into the video. Now, why would some people think that it is probably maybe too late or it isn't worth starting your digital art maybe channel, maybe some kind of page on social media? Why is it even a problem for people? I feel like the answer to that question is pretty complicated because a lot of people will have different answers and specific things for their own, let's say, interests and niches and stuff like that. But the answer that I can probably see the most and I can understand the most also is that there is just so many different people, especially today with the digital art world getting bigger and bigger every day, and there is so many different great channels and so many big creators out there that many people will probably see that there's too much competition to even start, and they probably will get demotivated by that. And this is the thing that I can see the most and I can understand the most, because you have so many great creators, you have so many big creators also. There is so much people that have a massive amount of traction and attention online, so many people will probably see that and think to themselves that there is just too many things to consider, too much competition and stuff like that, and they will probably just stop even considering starting their channel, even if this could be a great opportunity for them. So I feel like this is one answer. And the second answer is probably because people can have a mindset that if they don't gain traction from the start, they won't get it at the end. This is something that not only is seen in the art field, but in the entirety of social media. That if you start a channel, for example, and then you don't gain traction at the start, and you just keep going, and then your channel doesn't really get popular, then people might probably think that your channel will never get popular, which is not really true, because there's a lot of channels that are popular now and have massive traction that have started out with a pretty basic thing, and they haven't really gone mainstream until, let's say, a very recent point. So that's not really a thing that you should worry about if you want to start a channel, since when you actually want to be out there online, you obviously need to make a lot of things. You need to consider stuff like what is actually popular right now, what people find the most entertaining, and you need to find your audience and stuff like that, which can be hard and can take a lot of time, but with enough dedication, enough motivation and work done, it can definitely benefit you in a very good way. Because if you actually want to be there, out there, and be popular and be mainstream and stuff like that, you need to do so much stuff to actually get viral. For example, if you look at any YouTubers that are mainstream right now, they started out with a pretty basic channel. They haven't really gone viral until recently, and they have been making content for a tremendous amount of time, and they only, let's say, have gone mainstream pretty recently. So there is a lot of things that you need to consider, obviously, when you want to make a channel, make a social media account and stuff like that. But at the end, it will probably be very worth it if you want to actually be out there. And now the next thing is it actually too late to start a channel or an art channel in this day and age? I would say it definitely isn't. If people want to share their artworks online and gain traction and maybe start doing commissions and stuff like that, then there is no time to be out there that is better than right now. There is so much different stuff available. It is the best time to actually get started doing that, because there is so much techniques, there's so much availability when it comes to the utensils you can use, the apps you can use, the social media you can use also, because with YouTube maybe it is pretty big, and let's say Instagram and stuff like that. There is just so many options to choose from. So my answer would be no. It isn't too late to start doing that stuff. At no point in history we had that much availability when it comes to the actual stuff that you can use to do art. You have paper, you have pencils, you have, let's say, ink pens, you have colored markers and stuff like that, and you don't even have to do traditional art. You can do art digitally. You have drawing tablets, you have tablets with monitors, you have, let's say, mouses that people sometimes use, you have apps on your mobile phones. You can use also that to draw. So I would definitely say that it is in no way too late to actually start your art journey. I feel like people will have this opinion that it is too late because maybe there is too much competition, but even if this is true, you don't really need to be mainstream. Like, if you want to actually have your art gain traction, you don't need to be that very popular person that just millions of people know. You can have a pretty basic channel and have your specific audience that you keep in touch with and they just like your stuff, and that is totally okay, and that will succeed. If you actually look at some channels that do stuff related to art, they sometimes aren't that big, and it's actually pretty complicated, but actually pretty nice to see that, for example, if you want to start an art channel but you are focused on the one thing related to drawing, then you can find your audience, and if that audience keeps up with you, then your channel will just take off and you will have a pretty amazing journey. So even if you, for example, think that there is too much competition and you don't really have that much availability when it comes to stuff like that, then you just, for example, need to check out some of the channels that actually do art and see what they do, see what they, for example, find the best retention with and stuff like that. And you can, for example, take out from there, or maybe you can start your channel with something very specific, and then you can find your specific niche audience that enjoys stuff like that you do, and then it just grows from there. So my final lesson is no, it is definitely not late to actually start doing art channels, and it is not late to do stuff related to drawing, especially in this day and age, because we have so much different stuff available. You have, like I said, drawing apps, you can do art digitally, you can do it traditionally, you can do it in so many different ways. It is just amazing how far this field has come. And last thing I want to say here today, I feel like the best reason to actually start doing another channels in this day and age is to fight the growing amount of people that call themselves AI artists. I know I mentioned this a pretty long time ago in a video talking about artificial intelligence, but I feel like it is the best reason to actually start doing content related to drawing online, is to just overthrow this growing amount of people that use an AI prompt and call themselves artists, because that's not really a thing that you can say about yourself. If you type something into a prompt and this prompt generated a picture and you call yourself an artist, that's no, you're not an artist, you're just a person that thought of something. If you want to actually call yourself an artist, just draw. And this is the best way to compete with the people that call themselves artists but not do any actual work. I feel like this is the best reason and the best excuse to actually start doing your channel and start gaining traction when it comes to drawing stuff online. Okay, I feel like this is it for today's video. So, the conclusion is that no, it is definitely not too late if you want to start an art channel. So, thank you guys so much for watching, make sure to like and subscribe, and also make sure to leave out ideas for future videos in the comment section. Okay, Janek is out. Peace.